The last video I did was all about trying to figure out if the statement that some people make about the fact that if you use someone else's signature gear, you're bound to just have that kind of tone. So you can't really have your own musical identity and your own sonic print. You are stuck with whatever the signature artist had done, whether it's a pickup, it's a guitar, an amp, pedal, or whatever. I went into this thinking that I knew the answer, which was, well, why would the sound just be in the pedal or the pickup or the guitar? Why can't I sound like me? I've heard many testimonies over the years of people saying, hey, you know, I tried Eddie Van Halen's rig and I sounded nothing like him. I sounded just like me. So I figure if people that know more than me and have been playing for a long time are saying this, there's got to be some truth to it. But at the same time, there's a lot of people who resonate with the concept that if you're playing someone else's rig, you're going to sound like them. So not knowing the answer, I wanted to test it out for myself. So the first video was with the Andy Timmons signature pedal. I didn't sound anything like Andy Timmons no matter what I did. So maybe if I would have had the same guitar, same amp, same signal chain, I could have gotten close. But just the pedal on its own, I could find tones that I would use all day long with that thing. And I'm going to be trying the same thing with the PG-14. It's got some really cool tones. And as I stated, I'm going into this blind, meaning that I don't know what the pedal is based on. I have no clue, and I didn't want to know because I didn't want that to influence how I would approach the pedal and dialing it in. Like, let's say it was a, I don't know, blues breaker circuit that was modded. I would have approached it more of a blues breaker, like clean tone or pushed amp kind of thing. But not knowing what it was, I just dialed in whatever I thought was cool, and that's it. So that's the premise of this video. Can I use someone else's signature pedal and still figure out a way to dial in some cool tones that sound nothing like the artist associated with the pedal? So let's check it out. Video so far, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me know what people want to watch in terms of subject around guitars and pedals. And if you also really like this nerdy guitar stuff and going down rabbit holes, you might want to consider subscribing. It also helps out the channel grow and reach out more people. So if you do, thank you so much. So here's my conclusion. It's pretty much the same as the previous video where I still managed to get my own sound out of that pedal. I think to be stuck with someone else's guitar tone means that I would have to play their rig, their guitar, their amp, their pedal board, have the same signal chain. There's a lot to account for. How loud the amp is, what's the wattage? Are we talking high headroom, low headroom, the microphone choice, the speaker choice, the signal chain in general? Is there compression and EQ added in post? There's a lot of stuff there going on. And on top of that, I'm not Paul Gilbert. I don't have his hands. I can't play like him. So there's quite a lot of variables. So to think that just using someone's signature pedal, you're just going to sound like them, up till now, my conclusion is that that's wrong. That's not a true thing. Look at how many people use the 5150. That was a signature amp for Eddie Van Halen, and most people I've heard play 5150 sound nothing like Eddie Van Halen, and they still manage to get their own sound. So maybe the people that say this are ill-informed, or maybe they had an experience that led them to that conclusion. But I think you have to try more than one piece of gear to be able to determine whether you're stuck with someone else's tone if you use signature gear, or if you can get your own sound. I'm going to keep trying this out. Basically, I have other signature pedals here that I'm going to try out, but right now my inclination would be, yeah, you don't have to worry about it. You could buy someone's signature piece of gear, whatever it is, and still sound like yourself. There's no risk for you. Now, if your point is to sound like that person, you may have to do your homework and really go down the rabbit hole and try to find the microphone choice, the speaker choice, how loud are they running it? Is there a special wattage that the amp has to run at? Are you using like a point-to-point amplifier like them? Or are you using something that's PCB? I mean, there's so many things there. If you want to sound like an artist, you might have to get more than a pedal to achieve that. So that's my conclusion so far. If you enjoyed it, I have more videos just like it appearing on screen. Click on one of those, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Cheers.